Well, we're an equal opportunity presentation group today, so we're going to hear from a young man, Nathan. If you could join me up here, please. Yes, young man. Nathan Ott, CEO of the GC Index. He's partnered with us before. I think, Nathan, you were here last year with Accenture. Please, come on up. The GC Index is an instrument that serves to identify, assess, and develop corporate game changers, regardless of age, gender, race, or level. Nathan helps employees understand how they can make an impact, and he helps leaders create game-changing opportunities and teams. Thanks, Nathan. Please.
A young man. Wow. Okay. I'll take that.
Well, compare.
Okay, because everything's relative. Okay, good. Okay. Wow. Hall 4. Some of you know me, or many of you know me. I have been really passionate about supporting the GSMA and their gender initiative way back when it was its original guise called Connected Women. Being the only man in the members' lounge, and we could have 20 women in an event, that's what we're allowed. We allowed the GSMA members' lounge back then, that's all we could get. Last year, with Accenture, we got Hall 8. Yes. Okay. Hall 8. Now look, Hall 4. Yeah. In the center. Yeah. In the center. Well done. Good. Women for Tech. It's progress, but we're not done. Okay. We're not done at all. Changing the game in diversity and inclusion. It's extremely important to me. Look, it's Thursday. You've had lots of people throwing information at you. Okay, so I just want you to think about one thing in this next 9 minutes or so that I've got left. And there is a different way. Okay. There is a different way that our organizations can recognize the contributions that everyone can bring. And it exists. To do that, we need to look at how our organizations typically look at people. We've heard it from Paddy and Success Factors, yeah? We heard it on Facebook. The challenge is in the middle. Listen, we have lots of initiatives where at the very top, we're very passionate, we're committed about these things. At the bottom, we're very vocal about these things. But in the middle, in the heat of battle, yeah, the only thing our managers have to rely on are our frameworks that measure our people. And they're fundamentally not serving the purpose for business of the future. Okay? Because these are the frameworks that our managers rely on. Okay? There are many managers out there that probably will abuse the system for their own gain, of course, right? But there are so many out there that really want to drive through diversity initiatives and support people less advantaged, but they just can't. Okay? Our frameworks are one-dimensional. Okay, we have this view of a perfect leader, and that's what our frameworks tell us typically. That's not true. We know there's no such thing as a perfect leader, but you do have to go and look and feel the same way if you want to succeed, because we have this notion of high potential. They are high potential, yeah, okay, whatever that means, because nobody completes the sentence. High potential to do what? High potential to climb the greasy pole, that's what it means. Okay, so we confuse promotion with performance. It's our only metric, yeah, for seeing that people are doing well. Yeah, we promote them, give them more money. Yeah, okay. So if we've got a one-dimensional view of leadership, this is what you have to look, perform, and be like. You've got to be verbally agile, you've got to be bright, you've got to be charismatic, whatever. All right, you've got to be these things. And the only way is up if you want to succeed. So it's not serving the purpose that we want. And we put people in boxes. It's convenient. I'm a young man today. No. Okay. Good. But you're a woman, you're fat, you're old, you're whatever. Yeah, it's convenient. Now, we were at Cisco's, sorry to mention, can I mention Cisco? I haven't mentioned Deloitte. Is that okay? So I mentioned Cisco. So we're at Cisco Connected Women event on Tuesday. Fantastic event. If you've never been, book in for next year. Fantastic event. And it's the same issue. We cannot just keep talking, have minority groups talking about minority issues, okay? They're important. We've already seen the progress that we've made through Connected Women, Women for Tech. They're important. We've got to be careful that they drive awareness, not just alienation, okay? So what we've been doing is having a different way to look at this issue, okay? Because I'm typically the only man at these things. We've got a few more this year. Eves, you were there last year. There's 5 of us, weren't there, last year, roughly 6. We've got some more. I'm normally the only straight man at an LGBT event, or straight person. And I'm normally one of the only white people at a BAME or Red event, okay? So we have created a framework that focuses on this language of diversity of impact. Okay? It focuses on proclivity. Okay? The fundamental human biological need is we want to make an impact. We all want to make an impact. Whether we're a Fortune CEO or a kid in a hut in a developing country, we want to make an impact. And we make impact in 3 ways. We make impact through task, getting things done. We want to make impact through ideas, or we want to make impact through people, relationships. But normally it's a combination of those 3. That's it. Okay? So we want to empower this diversity of impact. What the GC Index does, and we call it the GC Index because we did start looking out for game changers, and I'll come on to that in a minute. But it's called the GC Index, and it values people for the contribution that they bring. What do you actually do? We spent years looking at personality and how people are going to do things. Important. But we need to move that on. We focused on motivation, the why of doing things. Important, but we have to move on. We're going to focus on what you actually do. How do you actually make an impact? And through the GC Index, we've proved at all levels, in big organizations, in small organizations, in charities. We've got a children's version called the Young People Index for 10 to 18. Not the most creative title, I grant you, but the Young People Index. But it shows that everyone can contribute. I'm not going to go through this too much because we did this last year. But what was interesting, it's based on 5 roles. It's simple. Below the line, you have task focus. Business as usual, actually, but task focus. Above the line, we have ideas, structured, unstructured. In the middle, we have people, relationship focused. It's a simple model. Those ahead of me will start seeing the corporate culture's differences there straight away. We talk about innovation. What does that mean? Isn't innovation just making ideas a reality? Yeah. There's not this myth of a hero innovator. These people are going to come in and change it all for us. We have our innovation labs, and that's going to change everything for us. Everyone can contribute to innovation. We need people that will bring us original ideas. They contribute through original creativity ideas. An idea being creative is no good unless you can make sense of it. We need people like that. We need to make them happen. We need to make them great. We all need to work together. And through this framework, we're able to show how everyone can be empowered and contribute regardless of what box we want to put them in. It works, I'm afraid. Yeah, it's exciting. It works. Don't take my word for it. Lots of examples around the world I can give you. I'll try to find an industry that's less diverse than tech. Let's make it positive for tech. Construction. So we work with a $2 billion construction company. They've got a board. No guesses for how many women are on that board? 1. Okay. And what we did with that board, the board, the men, were very task-focused, very linear, very good at it. It's what they needed. It's a low-margin business. They have to just deliver things well. They're very good at that. The woman in our model was strategic. Yeah? She wanted to contribute through clarity of thought, direction, why, what, how, so. So when we did this with that team, they realized they weren't particularly strategic, but they could see that the woman was, and they valued that contribution. So she no longer became the woman. She became the person that allowed them to focus on the business rather than in the business. That's it. That's her contribution. That's what she was, regardless if she was a woman, man, old, young. They valued her contribution, and it permeates down through the rest of the organization. People like to see, that's just not me talking up here, we do this, okay, all right. You'll see there's schools on there, there are charities on there, big companies, small companies. It works. We work with these organizations. What these organizations want, what they need, is a framework and a language for their people that is simple and effective, but drives business impact. Okay? That framework needs to be scalable, reliable, and adaptable, but most importantly, it must be a framework that provides a level playing field to value the contributions of everybody in the organization. That's what they want. So the GC Index is that framework. I'm quite proud about that. Not only my invention, but with all my clients and such. It is that framework. It's working right now. The language is diversity of impacts. That's the language you need to use. Okay. Because when we use that, language of impact, diversity of impact, we then start valuing everyone's contribution, and we empower them by showing that their contribution is valued and valid. And we move the diversity and inclusion agenda on. Thank you.